Hey everyone, Kaori over here, and I'm with my good friend Ryan. And we are here talking Hell in a Cell.
In a cell.
WWE's pay-per-view for the SmackDown brand. And we're going to break it down, give you our thoughts, positives, negatives, and anything WWE related, I suppose. We're a little brain dead because the show was super, super long and longer than it should have been.
It felt 3 hours felt like 6 hours.
Yeah.
For some reason, it felt really long.
It really, really lags.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to get onto it. We didn't watch the pre-show, FYI, so those matches are not going to be talked about here.
If we watched the pre-show, I'd be asleep right now.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. And then we ended up eating some British food, which was pretty heavy. I don't think British people know how to make healthy food.
No.
Just
gravy
kidding.
all over. Gravy.
I had a birdie, and it was my first time I had a birdie. It was delicious. It was like breakfast sausage wrapping a boiled egg, and then he had a fried banger.
Yeah, it was disgusting, but delicious.
Yeah, it was like all of the above.
Yeah.
And then we had this like pastry, this what was that called? Oh no, that was the birdie. The Scotch egg was what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
The birdie was
That was good.
like a ground pork wrapped in pastry.
Yeah,
They wrap out meat and pastry.
Everything's breaded and gravied.
With peas.
Peas, yeah. Week old peas on the side, yeah.
So this topic.
This is food in a cell.
No, food in a cell. But let's get back to regularly scheduled program. So let's talk about Hell in a Cell. First match of the night was the tag team match. The cell went down for this one. You were surprised that it was the first match.
I mean, yeah, I didn't think it'd be the kickoff match. Honestly, that was the match of the night for me.
Yeah.
So
me too.
It kind of went downhill from there. But yeah,
I thought it was overall super entertaining. They had a lot of fun moves, a lot of props that I really enjoyed them using. I loved when they put Xavier Wood put Jay against the cell and trapped him in what they call like solitary confinement.
Yeah.
All that was great. There was a lot of humor and there was a lot of solid moves. It was a reckless match. I think it was my match of the night too.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah.
They kind of did have to figure out a way to end the feud because they've already fought multiple times, pay-per-views, traded the belts back and forth. I mean, I'd be fine with them keep fighting because they're the best tag teams in probably the entire WWE.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but they kind of have to split them up and do something else. So, I'll be interested to see what they do with who the Usos feud with, and then if New Day feeds with somebody else, or they split them up, or start going after singles belts. So.
And I was surprised that the Usos won. Actually, I thought that they would have the New Day retain for a little bit. But I want to say I am digging the Usos. I know it's not brand spanking new, but I am digging like their look. It seems more them and more fresh and just more real. So I'm on top of that, you know. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy how just like a little bit different attitude and different attire and stuff, and they wrestle the same.
Yeah,
there's good wrestlers.
It just makes all the difference.
I mean, they're probably better now than they were a couple years ago, but like their moves are the same. So it's crazy how just tweaking the characters just a little bit, and then more towards like what they are, and it's
just like their natural
way better,
state.
yeah.
And I love when they do the splashes together. I think that always looks phenomenal. So that was a good match.
And that's it. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Now this is where everything gets hazy because I don't remember what match was what. What was the next match? Winner, chicken dinner.
Jeez Louise. This is really bad.
This is how like brain dead we got.
It wasn't the girls' match.
It wasn't. Well, let's talk about. You know what? We're not even going to talk about it in.
Women's championship.
Championships match. I thought it was gonna. I was really looking forward to this match, and to be honest with you, I was kind of disappointed. It wasn't as good as I expected it to be. I did not like the ending. I thought it was kind of rotten how Natty, retains and Charlotte won via disqualification. It means the feud's gonna keep going.
Oh, yeah, I would guess.
Yeah, and fine, but you've got two solid performers, you've got two legacies, and it was just, to me, something that I thought they could have elevated better.
Yeah, I kind of thought, I think I told you, I kind of thought Carmella would cash in.
Yeah.
Just because she's had it for so long.
Yeah, where is she?
Yeah, she wasn't on the card at all tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe she's pre-show, but it was whatever. It's fine. It's not a major pay-per-view, so I can understand not switching belts, but it's just I don't know. I don't like the. I'm not a big fan of the endings where it's just a DQ. It's like it's kind of. I mean, I get the point of it because Natty gets more heat and you want to see her lose more. But on a pay-per-view, it's kind of like that's a fine ending on SmackDown. But on a pay-per-view, there has to be at least some kind of a decent ending. I think.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I'm digging Charlotte's new vibe as the face, I guess you can say. Natty, heel, fine. Natty's a great wrestler. I appreciate her. I know she's helped train a lot of wrestlers and female wrestlers that have grown to what they are today, but she's a little dull for me. That's just...
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine. Total divas.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so what other matches... Obviously, there was the triple threat match for the U.S. title. Obviously, Baron Corbin won. I say obviously because it was the most...
Pretty much. I think that's kind of... Yeah. And they made it to me, they made it a triple threat, so AJ didn't have to technically lose.
Yeah, I think so,
Dillinger took the pin, so...
And, of course, they've been pushing Baron in our faces for a
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. They gave him the Money in the Bank, and then he lost that. Lost to John Cena, and then now he has a U.S. title. Yeah. It's almost like they pumped the brakes and kind of set him back to the mid level, mid card level. So I'm kind of fine with it because I want AJ Styles to be back at the top. So it makes sense to get him out of there and slingshot him back to the main event with whatever the hell they're doing with that. We can talk about that a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so let's talk about Shinsuke versus Jinder Mahal with his Singh brother peons. First of all, we both noted that it was kind of cool that in the ring for the WWE Championship title, it was, a Japanese guy and, an Indian guy, but he's not really.
Well, he's Indian, but he's not. Indian, he's from Canada, but not.
He's not Indian born.
Punjab,
is what
India.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, I made a comment like, I never remember an Asian being in the heavyweight title match. I mean, I'm sure there probably was back in the day, but one that legitimately could win it, like main event star, and then an Indian performer. I mean, they had great Kali and stuff, but it just was cool. It's something different, and
Great Kali was rough, by the way. But.
Yeah, the match tonight was okay. It's probably the best match they've had together.
Sure.
Thank
God, it's a pay-per-view.
At the same time, I'm not a fan of Jinder's work style. Like it's almost like 80s heel, like boring. Like put him in holds, do a few moves. He had one drop kick where Shinsuke was kind of low. He did like a cool drop kick that was. I don't remember seeing that before. That was cool. But
in the interim, Shinsuke is doing these phenomenal moves with all his different kicks.
Yeah.
And just he has such long legs for a Japanese dude. I'm telling you, he's a freaking tall guy. And then Jinder towers over him anyway. But I thought that I wanted Shinsuke to win, and not just because he's Japanese, but I just feel like he can take that belt somewhere in the wrestling world because people are behind him. But I get it that Jinder's Indian and they want to travel to India and they're doing what's best for business.
Yeah, if that's what it is. I thought I wanted Shinsuke to win also. I just don't like. You had him lose 2-3 times now, 2 times to him now, so he's pretty much done. So he drops back down, and then what does he do? And then who fights Jinder now, or what happens? I mean, maybe they'll have another match, but it's kind of like the same thing has happened. And also, this was a Hell in a Cell. I think this would have been better to have a match Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
To keep the 2 Singh brothers out would make more sense. But yeah,
that's true.
Either they need to. With this feud, they either need to have Shinsuke win or just end it and do something different. It's kind of... I don't want to see another week of Jinder making fun of his face or whatever he does on SmackDown, making fun of his moves and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's dumb. I'm tired of
it. It is
that.
dumb, and it's like, he looks like he's constipated. It's like, okay, that's not really funny. That's just...
No, it's just weird. It's not even really like... I don't even like... It's not even heat. Like, I don't... It doesn't make me hate him more. It's just annoying. I don't want to watch it. It's just turn it off.
I mean, I mean, I'm not a Jinder fan, but I have a lot of respect for how much he's developed from when he was part of the 3MB, and he got released, and he came back, and now he looks diesel. He's a beast, and he arguably is a fascinating creature. I know you're like, what are you talking about? But he is an interesting human being for me to watch, and he's developed so much. I give him credit for that.
And I don't have a problem with him, like, as a wrestler and as a character, and like I don't even mind him being the champion. I just don't know what they're doing with him.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing anything. He does the same thing with everyone he wrestles. Like the Singh brothers distract him, and he does a finisher, and that's it. There's nothing else happens.
It's
like
funny.
there's not an interesting feud. It's just the same over and over repeat.
It's funny because when you said I don't know what they're doing with him, it reminded me of what the second match was, and that was Rusev versus Orton.
Oh yeah, that's. I think I just blocked that from my mind.
Because what are they doing with Rusev? Period.
Obviously, someone hates him because they don't want him to win. I don't get it. Like
he was part of the League of Legends, a nation,
not League of Legends. What are you playing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't get what they're doing with. I mean, Randy Orton's fine. Everyone cheers him. That's great. He's a legend. But Rusev's fairly young still, and he loses all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you can't be much of a brute if you lose all the time.
Yeah, no, agreed.
So I don't know what the heck they're doing with. I don't know what they're doing with Randy Orton either. Like he had the title and now he doesn't. So is he going to go fight?
Yeah, he was.
Jinder still has the title. He can't go fight Jinder again. So what are they doing with that?
So we'll see what they're going to do with them. And I don't really have much to say about that match. To be honest, I was kind of checked out.
It was alright. It was a typical Randy Orton match.
Yeah.
So which is not bad. It's just nothing.
Well,
you've seen it a million.
Kind of bad when you see it a million times.
You've seen it a million times. The ending where Rusev took the DDT and he grabbed his arms and spun him around and put him into his finishing move. I was like, oh, that's pretty. And then as soon as he did, he got RKO'd, and that was it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, that kind of was a waste.
So then that's when you said, I don't know what they're doing with Rusev.
Yeah,
so.
I have no idea. Like they took Lana away. Lana's like a manager. I know she wrestles on house shows I see on like Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
But Rusev, I don't know what he's doing. He was the last few weeks like Rusev Day and all those things he did. It was kind of funny, and it's just I don't know.
And then we have I think there was a. Why do I feel
Ziggler and Bobby Roode.
Ziggler and Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
The match lasted way too long for me.
Yeah,
it shouldn't have extended longer than 15 minutes, and it was pretty much 25 minutes. I was really shocked, which led to this pay-per-view being over 8:30 and us dying, but that's just a side note. And I don't really have much to say, but you go ahead.
The match was fine. It was kind of long. The crowd was pretty dead. They didn't really react to anything. But I thought it was good. I just thought it was I thought it should have been earlier in the night, because I know they have to have a match in between the final match and the world title match, but I don't know. I kind of think it was not good. Not placement, and it just, for some reason, it just didn't work for that.
I feel like there's a pattern here of us talking about these matches. We'll come like, this wasn't good, that wasn't good. The tag team match was good.
Well,
that was good.
Yeah, other than the tag match, we didn't talk about the last match yet, but...
I mean, well, do you think that any of the, before we get to the last match, I think that was it, do you have any, like, backstage segments that you enjoyed? Like, whether it was 10...
No, that's whatever, that's fine.
Or the Breezango, Free Fango.
The Fashion Files is funny occasionally.
No, it's not funny. It's so lame.
The funniest things to me are the pictures on the bulletin board. Those are usually the funniest. Inside jokes. But it's just silly, corny stuff. It's
WWE has, like, a lot of campiness to it, but this is just over the top. Even if I was a child, I wouldn't want to watch it.
Yeah. Well,
for me, I'm not feeling this whole thing.
Some people like it, so at least I feel good. I'm happy those guys have something to do instead of just sitting in the back. True. They're both good wrestlers. Yeah. So I don't.
They are.
Whatever they need to do to be on TV and keep going is fine.
Make out.
Well, that's. Maybe on your own channel.
No, I don't want to see them make out. Just kidding. Okay. I mean, if they do, fine. But I mean,
not that there's anything wrong with it.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's totally fine.
But yeah, I don't think there's any other backstage segments, right? Well, besides the Kurt Angle KFC.
That was a pretty interesting. Yeah. That was more interesting than the Breezango thing with the Ascension or whatnot.
It'd be kind of cool. You get to play Colonel Sanders in the video game.
I know, right?
Sounds kind of funny.
Ziggler should go more often in Colonel Sanders gear into the ring. And I was just talking about how I don't like campy stuff. Well, I do like campy stuff, but, Anyway. Okay, so let's talk about another good match, because we're going down a sadness street. Let's talk about the other main event, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens in your face, and Shane McMahon out there. They did they damaged each other brutally, damaged themselves, wrestled on top of the...
that was the scariest part.
That was crazy.
I thought they were going through when Shane took the powerbomb. I thought he was going to go through the cage.
Yeah, I do too.
There were so many bumps on the one square. I was like, are they trying to break the square that they're in? But they didn't, and then I was like, what the heck are they going to do? And
they did so many things that, to the point where when they were hurt, I actually believed they were hurt. Mm-hmm. I know that sounds really weird, but sometimes you're like, no, they're not really hurt. Yeah. They're just kind of sensationalizing it, dramatizing it. But I question, like, how much bumps are they going to be feeling after this match? Because they put on a show for us, and that was amazing. And I love that Sami Zayn came out of freaking nowhere. Like, seriously, nowhere. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I didn't expect him. I thought he might come out and, like, make Owens lose or something. But I didn't expect him to save him. My guess is he's gonna be like, oh, you have a family, I don't want you to get hurt, like that. But maybe he's gonna go crazy. I don't know. Because
I mean, does that make Sami Zayn heel? Which
to me, it makes him heel.
Interesting. Because for me, I've always thought Sami Zayn would be the most epic face. They needed to catapult him higher and higher, which they never really did, sadly. So to watch him go bad is very curious for me.
Yeah, if that's what they do. I mean, it could be something else. But it's kind of weird. Like, Kevin Owens has pretty much made his life shit for the last 3 years at WWE, and all of a sudden he wants to save him from something.
It's so weird. I don't know. It definitely got me intrigued to be like, I need to watch what's going on SmackDown to see why Sami Zayn did that. What was his motivation? But they put on an epic show.
Shane McMahon, crazy dude. Like,
always predictable. Like, you called it before the match started, before the ding ding ding. She's gonna go on the top and miss.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Because that's what he does.
Yeah, he hasn't won in I don't know how many years, especially in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
But I give him credit. Like, he's not he is a wrestler. Like, he knows how to wrestle, but he doesn't wrestle night in, night out. And he's over 40, and he takes the craziest bumps ever.
He takes the gnarliest
and
bumps.
Keeps going. So I give him huge props and credit and all that jazz. He wears some cool ass Jordans every time. So yeah.
Yeah, he's a shoeaholic or whatever, a Nike-holic or. Anyway, I guess that wraps it up for me. Is there anything else that you want to mention?
No.
No.
See, a lot of stuff where it didn't really finish a lot of things. Like, you're still wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because that was not a main pay-per-view. Survivor Series is next, so I think there's, like, Raw pay-per-view and then Survivor Series, so hopefully there'll be some ends of feuds.
There'll be plenty of wrestling.
So,
From then to now, goodness. So hopefully we'll be back for the next one, which is the Red Brand. It's going to be TLC. I love TLC so much. That's one of my favorites.
The Shield reunion will be there probably.
Yeah, that's going to be a trip. So hopefully we'll be around to talk about that as well. And don't forget to follow Ryan. Where can people follow you if you want to be followed?
Oh, yeah, you can. I tweet stuff every once in a while. RY Myers25 on Twitter.
Yes, and Instagram as well. And then you can follow me everywhere at KAORIOUS. And thank you for joining me, Ryan.
No problem.
You're my favorite person to talk wrestling with, because that's all we do is we eat and talk wrestling. And
sit here for 4 hours in pain watching these pay-per-views.
And complain about like what is so... I know.
It's like
an addiction.
Pain pleasure thing.
Yeah, totally. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to press that thumbs up button and click subscribe and tell a friend today to keep me going. And thanks again, and we'll talk to you later.